Welcome to Lovesick, the podcast where we dive into health, wellness, and relationships and their impact on the world today. Come be a part of the discussion and join our community by following us on YouTube, Instagram, and listening wherever you get your favorite podcast. Enjoy the show. Welcome back, everyone. Of course, you know I'm Dorothea. Welcome back to our official Lovesick, and we have
Jada.
Yes. And today, our special guest, he's a veteran, he's a barber, and he's an author. And we have today Sean James. Welcome, Sean.
Welcome.
We're glad that you're here. So look, we're going to jump into it because I know I said three things that identifies who you are. But why don't you tell our listeners and our viewers who Sean James is?
Oh,
The loaded question.
I know.
I'm going to do it the most simple way.
Okay.
I used to run Junior Olympics. After that, I left college. I went to the military. I did all the combat you could ask for. Cut hair after I got out because I got injured. So I got the little, combat tab and injury and everything. But from there, went into barbering, started educating, started teaching people about hair inside the barbershop and outside the barbershop too, like in-home stuff. But then I saw a better calling of I can verbally say something all I want, but if I write something down, it'll last forever. And then if I write it down, also that will be something that can potentially help my kids from the time of them being children now till when they expire, because it'll always roll over and roll over and roll over for them. So if I'm able to leave a legacy of like literature that helps people, it'll always be something that'll be there. So just, I guess, and barber for a whole bunch of sports teams, but just barber, educator, and that's about it.
You said just barber.
Just a barber. That's a lot of skills.
You have Sean's site is Veteran Cuts. And so there is a reason behind this title and this name and what you do. And I think that that's what we need to know, like, where did this come from and what does Veteran Cuts do? And where did that come from?
So when we was in school, I cannot remember his name, but we were thinking about names, like, because everyone had like a gamer tag or whatever. So when we had gamer tags, we always, it was like a nickname or whatever that we used on the video game. So then we thought of like nicknames for barbering because we kept telling people our names, but we was like, let's just give someone a name that we do this as, that they can identify as that. And we were all thinking, and the guy was like, you're a veteran, right? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, Veteran Cuts. He was like, yeah. So then we looked at it as a veteran that knows hair, a veteran who has been in the service, and a veteran with knowledge that just cuts.
Wow.
So that's how it all came about.
So have you always like thought about being a barber though? No.
Oh, where did that come from?
So where did that come from?
It's going to sound so bad, but after I got out the military, because I never cut hair before, except for like I would just do my friend's hair, and I didn't really care how it looked when I was in middle school. They just said I could draw, so I was like, all right, cool.
Oh.
So when I got out the military, I think it was on YouTube. I was still gaming in my very first, I guess, era of it. And I was good. I was making money off of it. But I seen a video on YouTube, and the guy was like, yeah, I made $1,000 in one day cutting hair. I was like, hold up. What did he say? So I went back to it. And then he broke it down, and I was like, oh, yeah, I ain't doing nothing else. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that only. So that's where it came from.
So how many times did you replay that?
All I needed was once. Once I seen it once, I just looked at it, and then I want to say for the next like 2 years after that, after I signed up barber school, I did nothing but just like study hair. But I didn't study hair like in a normal way, like a barber would study hair. Because a barber just cut, like when you think of a barber, you think of an individual. Like some people be like the guys on their last leg, last job, or just something to do because they don't have nothing else to do. And when you want to get more serious about it, you start looking into hair and why hair does what it do, why the scalp does what it do, why different backgrounds and ethnicities hair does different things than other people, and how to treat and make sure, even though if someone has alopecia that may be black, that may be Asian, two different people, you can do the same thing and are different things depending on texture or density or whatever is going on with their hair.
Wow. So let's tell people where you're from, because you're not originally a Californian, right? Okay, so why don't we tell people like a little bit of the background from where you actually were born and raised, or maybe just originally from, because you may not have been born and raised there, but.
So born and raised, I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
So I was there for, till I was like 19 or 18. And then after that, went to the military, left, and I was like, I'm gone, Mom. And she didn't really believe me when I told her I was leaving. She's like, yeah, all right, cool. So then after training, she's like, I didn't know you really left. And I'm like, but from Columbus, Ohio, then from the age of like 18 to 27, I think it was when I got out, I was just traveling the world doing military stuff, running up and down, getting shot at, blown up, filing papers when I was back over here, doing push-ups and sit-ups and everything else.
Wow.
Well, thank you for your service, because that is a
definitely
lot.
Thank you for your service.
What part of the military did you enter into?
I was in the Army. So when I first got in, it's going to be a lot and it's going to sound crazy. So I was a 91 Bravo at first. So I was a light wheel mechanic, but I was on a reserve station and I was AGR. They call me crazy because AGR is like the most golden thing you can get.
What
like
is that?
You're an active guard reserve. So
Okay.
you're active duty, but you're just on a base doing active duty stuff on a base. You're really just sitting there, just making sure stuff isn't getting destroyed. But I was working as an NCOIC for a mechanic, for a motor pool, because they didn't have no one that knew how to do mechanic work. And I was the first person they found. So I got laterally promoted. And they're like, look, we love you here, but you're not like a weekend soldier. Like you should be out in the military. And I was like, all right, cool. So I left, went down to Fort Hood. After I was in Fort Hood, I'm very competitive, like in sports and everything. So I studied a whole bunch and then got the extra MOS of 42 Alpha, which is like some paperwork stuff. And I was like, I hate this. Like I'm a athlete and physical person. I can't sit at a desk.
Right.
So then they were like, you got to stop trying to go out. Like you're a knowledgeable soldier. We can't have you in the field. Even though you have all this strengths and everything else, we want you to stay in-house. We want you to rise up in the officer ranks. I was like, no. And it sounds stupid, but I was like, no, I need to be in the field. I want to get shot at. I want to blow stuff up and save people. And they were like, all right. So I kept going, switched my MOS after a couple of my first 2 deployments and went to a 13 Mike. But before I went to a 13 Mike, was the field artillery crew member who controls the MLRS systems, who basically like we hold, I think it's like 6 to 12 rockets, and we could like literally level an entire city with that one vehicle. It's the weapons they sent over to Ukraine to help them. But I was a crew chief for that. And then I was also attached to a special team. So I can't say like who they are and what they did, but it was a real good team that went in and was trained to the highest level of possibilities to execute things that you normally wouldn't see unless you was like playing a game or something.
Right.
And then after that, I came back after I got injured, and then they made me I guess like I still have my MOS of a 13 Mike. Yeah, 13 Mike, but I just did more like just sitting down and training soldiers after that because I was injured too.
Yeah.
That moment when you were injured, did you feel like you were just done with everything, or you were?
I didn't tell nobody for like 2 years.
Right.
I didn't tell nobody because I was faster, stronger, more agile. I was a lot lighter than what I am right now. I was probably like a $190, super buff and everything. Now I'm dad weight and relaxing. And I was an ex Olympian track runner. Like I was super fast. I did hurdles and everything, and high jump, long jump. So I was like, if I tell them this, and this is the thing too, like it sounds crazy, but the guys that were in, like if you're 30 in the military, you are ancient. You are old. When I was 21, I was looked at as a senior.
Wow.
At 20,
because you come out right out of high school. Going into this.
But your rank goes up. So it doesn't really go based off of your age in real life. It goes off your time in service. So with me being in that long, I have knowledge to train versus put myself out there. So a reason why America is effective in a lot of wars is we have a chain of command system that goes up the ranks. Each person does certain things. So like as I was getting better and better and better, I didn't want to let them go out there, because I was like, if I don't go out there and lead them in the like combat, they're gonna die.
Oh,
and it's the military. It's a nice way, or I'm trying to say it to where it's like PG. we think if like I was to go out with a team and they wasn't go with me, I'm like, y'all are incompetent to survive. I gotta make sure you stay alive. Because if I send you out and you just are expired, then I gotta go tell everyone and I'm mad.
Yeah.
At least if I go out and stuff hit the fan, I could be like, dang, we tried it.
Yeah.
Fist bump and wait for the.
Yeah. You were really looking out for everyone.
I mean, that
which
takes
is,
a certain kind of mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
you gotta be
Yeah.
jacked up.
Yeah.
You gotta be. It's not the first time.
right.
It's not the second time. It's probably like at the third time you get hit in the head or something. And you're
Yeah.
just like, all right.
Well, you know, let's talk about that. You cut hair and going through everything that you've experienced in your life. So how does that help you mentally? Like, is that like therapy, cutting hair? And then like once you cut hair for young boys and adults, you know, does that help their self-esteem? It's got to be something that helps mentally.
Something rewarding.
Yeah, rewarding for you and the clients.
It's 100%. Like, and I tell people, like, you have a barber, you have a stylist. Like, you may get your hair cut by them, but if that's your person and you're going to them no matter what, that's probably no longer your barber or stylist. That's probably either a close family member or a real close friend. Because you got to think about it. And then, like I tell some people, like, when you go to a barber or you have a nail tech or a stylist, you are addicted to what they are doing, or you enjoy their services too, because their services help you. When you have a new haircut, you feel confident. When you have your nails done, you feel confident. When you have a new tattoo, you feel confident. But during that confidence building, you have an insecurity part, or not an insecurity part, but a vulnerable part, because it takes time to do that. And within that time period, you're sitting there and you're building up a rapport with each other. So that first haircut, it may be like, oh, hey, how you doing? What you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You get to know them. The next appointment after that, you're like, hey, how did that go? The next appointment after that, you're like, oh, man, that's great. Well, did y'all go do that? And then each and every other week that you're seeing him, asking more things. Then eventually it comes, well, man, y'all pregnant? Man, y'all doing this now? Oh, my God, you got your degree? Oh, you have 3 kids now? 2 kids? Oh, man, that sucks. My condolences that happened. Happy birthday. See you next year. Like, it turns into a friendship versus that. So, like, when I cut people's hair, like, I have people that be like, I want to walk in. And I'm like, I don't really take walk-ins, because if I take a walk-in, I can't connect with you really. If I'm taking people who really want an appointment, another person is devoted to coming in there and making sure they look good. But that's my job too as well, to make you feel better so you can go explore and be able to achieve what you want to achieve with enough confidence.
Okay. So it's not just a haircut, like you said. This is more of a getting to know. And then also, I still think of it as therapy.
We did talk about this before.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Session.
Yeah.
Therapy sessions. I know some things that
Yeah.
I could destroy a lot of stuff.
Right.
I could topple cities if I told people stuff.
Have you ever had testimonials from like your clients that actually came back and say how maybe your haircut affected them and made them feel good?
I got 2 people on my phone right now that I was driving when I was coming here. They're like, how's LA? I'm like, it's cool. And I was like, I like it a lot. And they're like, I can't do it here. No one cuts my hair right. I'm coming back.
Oh, wow.
I had another client. He made a post and it went like viral over there or whatever. It was him like pissed off. I thought he broke up with a girl or something when I seen it. I was like, man, like he going through it. And at the end of it, he was like, I miss my barber, and turned it off.
Wow.
And then I was like, damn, you made a 3-minute video about how you miss my hair. And he was like, you don't know what the struggle is. And he had braids and now they're gone.
Right. Oh,
Like
wow.
he had braid, he had nice hair. He's like, I'm not about to go through that no more.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was like, man.
I mean, it does. I mean, think about it. Like, you go to hair salon, or like,
Yeah.
you go in the hair salon or your barbershop, and it's like, not only do you want someone, obviously, yes, who can do your hair, but then you do build a relationship, as that's being on the other side with your stylist too, where it's like, I can go sit in for a 6-hour weave, but like my guy and I have chatted the entire time because we caught up about a whole, the last time we hung out, like what we've been going through and what we've been doing. So it's kind of nice. And I mean, he does the same with me. Like we chat, so it's.
Because a lot of it's like, you got to think about it too. Like, you're in a vulnerable state too. Because there's times like where I've had guys tell me stuff that they like broke down and teared up about. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man,
Right.
that sucks. But
Yeah.
they trust me to keep that there.
Right.
I have ladies that like they'll get facials or whatever back when we were in Ohio, and they would just go to sleep, get their facial. Their conversation would be mostly like, yeah, I'm trying to get this together for my students at school, or I'm trying to get Like they have their spouse or whoever, and they're like,
Right.
"Oh, they do this job, they do this job. What do you think about this?" And you really learning a lot about an individual.
Oh, yes.
It's like when I say like with the males, like I have male clients, I have female clients, I have straight clients, gay clients, bi, up, down, left, right,
Everything.
purple, orange, magenta. I have everybody.
Right.
So when you're talking to people, like you really get like who they are, and you start learning who they're with too. And then sometimes the people that they're
part.
with, they'll be asking you questions like, "Hey, like I'm going through this," and you're like, "Okay, I got to give you an unbiased, like actual factual answer."
Right.
Because like there's one point in my career where I wanted to take my psychology degree and use it to create more of a system to where the insurance would pay for your haircut. You monthly came in and you would get
Wow.
therapy that way.
Can you still do that now, though?
Yeah, but I ain't trying to sit there.
Okay.
Don't be rude. I'm trying to travel, like go around. Like, I want to be able to take the kids and fly
Right.
around and do everything.
Yeah.
It was a good thought when I was in Ohio.
Right.
And I was like, I could really take a psychology degree, do that, work with a healthcare system,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's working with the city, like Medicaid and everything else. Because a lot of people, like even if you did it to where it was like you're having therapy sessions for young men or young
Yeah.
women or older people, or younger people, whoever, it would have worked because someone always needs someone to talk to.
Do you ever get the feeling? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you ever get the feeling, Sean, like say when you cut the young adults, the guys, that it's more of a mentor type relationship because they may not have that male figure at home, and so when they come to you, it's like they spill it.
That them like male figures, yeah. The athletes that I've cut in the past and everything, yeah, because you gotta think about some of these guys come from other countries. They don't have no one here
Oh,
but
yeah.
them. You have some people who are athletes that may have came from another state, California. Like there's a guy, he plays for I think the Cal Bears. They're blue and yellow. They're up north. I think
Up
Cal something. I'm
Don't
not.
ask
Is
Yeah.
it a college or is it an NFL?
Yeah, Cal Bears.
Cow Bears?
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, thanks,
Thanks,
Solomon.
Solomon. No, he
I
just
know they got
said
the
you
bear.
said
I
it
know
right.
they got the
Yeah.
bear-
Yeah.
bear print on there. And then there's a guy, Keon. He was from far away, and he was at Ohio State. He's at Cal now, but when he was here, like we would always chop it up, speak about everything. Emeka Ibuka, who's in the NFL, he was away with his family. Marvin Harrison Jr., he was away from his family. Who else? Like Diamante Tatum.
Wow.
He came from Arizona up here. Me and him still talk to this day. Like we
So you're
always
family.
talk. Yeah, he's family now. Like I call him and be like, man, I'm tired. He like, what's going on? Like, every time we answer the phone,
Right.
like we always be like, what's up, brother, man? And we just
Yeah.
go into conversations.
Yeah.
Like he'll have issues with stuff and he'll talk about it. I'll talk about it with him. Like he's not a blood brother, but he has become a blood brother to where it's
Right.
like I check up on him daily or weekly or
Yeah.
monthly or whenever we get a chance. But then there's also like my wife, she would do the volleyball players, nails and everything. And I would end up cutting some of their hair too. Because either they wanted their ends trimmed or they had fades on the side or low cut hair. And when we would do that, like the ladies speaking to them, like they would go through things that they didn't know because they didn't have, like you got to think about it. If you're a lady traveling in a different state, you don't have anyone that's like an older male figure that you could talk
Right.
to that isn't trying to like jump on you or something.
Yeah.
So like they'll be asking me stuff like, man, like my guy does this or my girl does this. What do you think this mean? I'm like, don't do it.
You ever have couples that
Don't
come
do it.
separately and then you're like, I already know what's going on about you and then your relationship.
Like I had one couple. I'm not gonna say their name or anything.
You don't need to
Nope.
do that. We don't do that stuff.
They were cool. And they both got the same haircut, both like low cut and all that. And they would just talk to me about stuff, and they would talk about each other, and I'd just be like, they're like, man, I can't believe he. And I'm like, I can't believe her. I'm like,
Yes.
You're like, so we cut in the back or?
part was like, because they were only there for, I think they were there for like a conference or something. Like a couple of times they would come in, or no, it wasn't a conference. It was a what were they there for? It was like those events, the convention center things. They would come
right.
in, and they would always come get their haircut at the same time. And like I didn't really know their name, also, by the way. So like when they would come in, they'd be like, "All right, we're getting our cuts and everything. Like we'd rather get it cut here than their state because everyone else there didn't know how to do it." And I was like, "Okay," but I'm telling you, like when they would talk about stuff, I'd be like, "Oh, all right, she writing." Might want to like lower your voice a little bit.
She's in the room.
Like they would be like, "I can't stand." I'm like, "What?" But I would get brothers too. Like I would have like a lot of the kids when I did the jackhammer and stuff with the Columbus crew and all that, they would see that and they would be inspired by that. Me and my brother had like a lot of children that was always like, oh man, it's cool. And like we would have to sign shirts and everything. These kids would come in and brothers would talk about stuff that brothers do while their parents are out there and one's out there waiting. And I would help them get through arguments.
Wow.
And then,
you were definitely the mediator, it seems like.
Right?
I mean, like, you listening and you're like, okay.
Look, you come out looking good and feeling good.
there's a
mentally
cost,
and physically.
There's a cost to it, though, because
right.
there's times where I need my vent session. And they'll sit in the chair and they'll be like, so how's it going, man? Shut up, you're getting your hair cut, listen to this.
Yeah.
And they'd be like,
I was going to ask you that, too. Are they helping you also?
Like, it's a mutual thing. Like, it's a lot me more listening to them, and I'm just open to ear. Because, like, I'm saying, like, some of the stuff that, like, me and my wife would sit there at the end of the day, we'd be like,
y'all need a shot after all that.
I got me something. But went through that, and I was like, hey, what did you do today? And she like, well, I had a client. I'm like,
well, at least you guys have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, oh man.
You know, once you get back. I mean, it seems like it anyway.
There would be times where we would sit there, we would get done with work, and we'd be like, man, I got a story for you. And we'd just sit there like, oh my God. But like, we would therapy each other too, because like sometimes if you can't talk to no one, you're gonna bottle everything up and you're gonna erupt.
That's true.
Yeah,
but then like a thing with that helps me cutting hair. One, it's like artistic to me, so I feel like I'm just like I'm I got a little chisel, and I'm just chiseling people's head to make them look good. But then there's a side too where I've been through a lot of trauma and stuff and crazy stuff, like a whole lot. But being able to, I guess, get rid of it by cutting hair. And then also listen to someone else, because sometimes I'm just like, man, I ain't got it that bad, Jesus.
Right, yeah.
It helped me be like
somebody else, yeah.
It helps me listen to their stuff, let them listen and know someone listening to them. But then it also like shows you like everybody going through something.
Yeah.
Just get up and go and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, some more than others. Well, let's talk about the instructor side, because you said you had told us before that you're a barber instructor too.
Yes.
So how'd that come about?
So at first, when it first happened, a lot of the stuff I was doing was just doing classes and everything, like just going into like we have Paul Mitchell out there. We have Aveda. We have Columbus School of Barbering and Styling College, where I went to. So it's Ohio State's ones too. And then we have like two more, but they're like small branches. But then I started working with a company called Royal Clips. And I started working with Royal Clips and, what are they called? Hush, 2 clipper brands. And when I started working with them, people start asking me more. How does this work? What's the RPMs? How do I do this? Hey, have you ever had a client? Hey, have you ever done this? And I said, you know what? I'm getting asked way too many questions that I know other people have. So I said, what's the best way? And I said, that was to make the Barber playbook, the blueprint. So on Amazon, I did that, made the Barber blueprint, and that's for like all barbers, so that if you have a question about yourself, it gives you a first question on who you are as a barber. And if you can't answer those questions first off, then you shouldn't be doing this.
Wow.
Because you're just here just to make that $1,000.
Yeah. And they can purchase that on Amazon? Yeah. And what is that again?
It's the Barber blueprint.
Okay.
It is easy. And then there's longevity of barbering and styling behind the chair. Also, you can go on there as well. Like they're connected together, but that's more of being healthy behind the chair. So a lot of people don't know how to maintain themselves to be long lasting behind the chair and how to make themselves durable for that long lasting like journey. Because like when you stand there, like when people are like, oh, I want to be a barber, I'm like, I just want to cut hair now. Like I don't want to do the trial of being at the shop all day. I've done it. It was great.
Yeah.
But my feet hurt.
You're the most honest barber I've ever known.
I'm be honest. I would rather take care of who really wants to be taken care of versus everyone who just wants their hair cut. Because like people say, all money ain't good money. But it's also like once you start as you get older finding who you are, because I'm hitting the head so many times. I'm 34 now. Yeah, 34, October 3rd. So yeah, I just had a birthday. 34.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
You should hit that like benchmark in your life when you just wake up and you're just like, all right, what I got to do before so I can go back home and enjoy rent.
Yeah.
You don't care about being in a shop that long, because if I could make the same amount in a quicker time and then educate or do whatever I want to do, that works way more better for me.
Right.
It's like, for example, I started my education stuff so I can exit Ohio. When I was in Ohio, I was cutting every day of the week because I wanted to, not because I needed to, because I wanted to, because it helped me be more stable and sane with my PTSD and all this other stuff I got from the military. But I would be at the shop Monday, Tuesday, just regular days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I would be between OSU and the Crew Stadium. 6 o'clock in the morning to like 7 in the evening. That your legs are done. You're waking up at least 4:30 to be ready to leave at 5, but you're still there from 6 to basically 6. So you're cutting about 30 people or whatever in the stadium, transfer to another stadium, doing the same thing, transferring back to your regular job, grabbing your kids, going back to the shop, and then going back home to at least give everyone an hour 30 minutes before you lay down because you're gonna pass out. And I have super bad migraines too.
Really?
So there's times where I would overwork and I would see myself going through it, like overwork, and then I would just like crash with a huge like migraine, and it'll knock me out. I had to cancel stuff. Like I was booked up until next April of next year.
Wow.
So like when we decided all that, like that's great, that's awesome that you have achieved every possible thing. Like I have 3 rings now. I have the one right here from Ohio State, and I have this one for the Columbus Crew, and I have another one back at Ohio State, or back at home for the Columbus Crew too as well. So 2020, 2023, and this one also right here. So like when we were there, the crazy part is yeah, you made it, you did everything. Like I don't know no other barbers that got championship rings, let alone 3.
Yeah.
We have a 3-story house. I never seen my kids when I got home. They was on the 3rd story in their apartment house up there. If they wanted to go to the garage, it was like, or not the garage, the backyard. They had a whole backyard because Ohio is a different layout too. Like we have alleys. Like y'all don't have alleys out here. So you would have a house and you have a little space, a house and a space, a house and a space. So everyone had like their kind of like their own zone.
Yeah.
So like when you come from all of that and you hit that final point where you're just like, I'm just trying to be here. Like I don't care about all the glory that everyone that walks around you sees anymore. You just want to exist and then go do what you got to do for the next day. And then you start having kids and you're like, oh man, I got to make sure that they're taken care of too. So you can't be there 24/7 and then give them 6 hours.
Yeah.
And that sounds like I can't do this. Like I want to be able to relax, grab my kids, enjoy them, go do what they need to do, enjoy myself, then give myself to me and my wife. And then after that, be able to go to bed. Like be able to like transfer stuff. Cause like before I used to walk in the house like, hey, y'all good? DoorDash it. Go to sleep. Cause we didn't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
Now switching here, everyone's like, well, why do you like living in a small like apartment now? I'm like, I love this. Like this is the shit. Like I got 2 rooms. I don't got to walk up 3 flights of steps. I'm not carrying no laundry up and down. Right. I don't got to go to the kitchen and walk around. Like we had a big old island. Like I had to walk around the island just to go back. And I was like, I can take 2 steps and where I don't need to be. So now I learned that I ain't need any of that stuff to be happy. It was nice to do it and you got the Xbox achievement for it. But now that I'm really happy, I can sit there and see everyone and be involved in it and in them and see what they're doing. Because now like my daughter on Sunday, she comes to work with me and like, she literally kicked my wife out of the next time of trying to come to work with me. She's like, you taking up my time where I get pancakes and stuff. Ooh. And I was like, oh, damn.
Damn.
And like we were eating like
them kids know how to speak the truth.
She holds nothing back.
Wow.
Like we were eating Chipotle, and then she told my wife, like, hey, I remember when it was me and Daddy and not you. I was like, I'm gonna get some water to let y'all handle this.
Yeah, kids,
She's gonna sit yourself in a chair because they're talking.
She was mad. She's like, you gotta stop coming when I go to work. It's not your time. It was almost a fight.
So I have a question though, because you mentioned like the PTSD part of it, which is a lot of veterans do have to find ways to cope with that. And I was just wondering, like, how do you find ways in your everyday life to kind of keep you,
going, or if there's is meditation or some kind of piece to bring you back down.
It started out like when I was little, I was fascinated by Asian culture because my other side of my family is Korean. They would always like teach me stuff, and I was like, man, that's interesting. But as I got older, hold on, what can I not talk about on here?
Talk.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I don't say
Yeah.
So growing up, Christianity, I call it Black Christianity. Black Christianity made a lot of sense, but what's happening now in the country, as I was in the military, I started seeing stuff going this way. So then I was like, you know what? This isn't what I learned. This is something completely separate. This is the same way I start seeing in history this volume versus the volume of the book, the Bible. But then as I was growing up, I still had my faith and I still had everything, but I was just more like, let me figure that out when I get to the point to where I really want to indulge in it. Because I can't force myself to do it. But then like when the PTSD came in, I'm a very aware person. I may be ADHD, OCD, and everything else and forget things every 2 seconds, but eternally, and then what's crazy too is from PTSD and everything, I developed multi-personality disorder, like where it's like you have two options.
Like bipolar?
Yeah, but it's not bipolar. Okay. Well, yeah, I got that too from it, but that's another story. This is like where you have like two personalities. So like I would be able to understand which was active and which wasn't. So as I started understanding myself and being able to identify what was happening internally, it sounds so crazy, but I started realizing that I didn't like, and I started seeing things being shifted towards other people being in, having better options. And I said, you know what? I know my roots of Christianity when I was a kid. I love them. I understand everything about it, but there's something missing because it's being mistaken for something else. So I practiced what my grandma taught me of praying and everything, but I wasn't a person, and it sounds bad, like I wasn't a person that liked to like get on my knees and just randomly start talking. To me, that didn't make sense. And I tell everyone it's different for each person.
Yes.
And everyone's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, back in the day, you couldn't say that. Your grandma gonna hit you. But it's like, as I got older, I was like, it's different. So like, I even tell my kids, I was like, I will never force you, but this will help you. So I'm a Buddhist too. And a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean you're a Buddhist? You can't be a Buddhist and a Christian. I'm like, a Buddhist isn't a religion. A Buddhist is a lifestyle that you choose. Mm-hmm. So with that, going back to PTSD, so it makes sense. When I was through that war and everything, I started learning about other people's religions, talking to different elders. When I'd be in villages, talking to different people on planes, different coffee shops and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was really, I was like a knowledge person. I would always seek it, and I would try to find the oldest person to talk to them. So I would learn it, and I would also start learning the languages. And when I started learning this stuff, when I would get in these situations of like fear or doubt or whatever, like, this could be the last stand or noises or whatever else, I can go back to what someone else has said that helped them that may be able to be a soothing thing to stop it. Mm. Wow. Like it sounds weird, but it's like you have a lot of options that you've learned versus being biased to everything and being able to use and pick out which tool would be the right one for that situation of what type of episode you may go through PTSD. Because PTSD isn't just like what do you think? Like when you describe, if you was to describe it to someone, what would you say?
When people, I take it as from a traumatic experience that I may have had that I cannot get
through.
Yeah.
So like PTSD is that, but PTSD, like what you said, an experience. Mm-hmm. It could be a noise that triggers it. It could be a sight that triggers it. It could be a word that someone says that triggers it. It could be a lot of stuff. So like when I tell people, like when you look at PTSD, you can't just look at it as a trauma because yes, it's a trauma, but what is it that's making it happen? So like if I'm at stores or something, I know what I have to do from what I heard Bob say that he did that coped with him through his life through trials and stuff. Right. And I'm like, oh man, Bob did that. All right, that's something I could put on or that's something I can do. But you also aren't masking yourself. You're doing and taking everything to mold it into what creates you that way.
Right.
So
Interesting.
Like me, like I can't do the 4th of July. I hate the 4th of July.
Right.
It sounds like a war zone. And my first time here, I thought y'all was crazy.
I could understand how that could trigger something for someone that has that.
Really?
I was on the freeway And I'm like, oh, no, no. And it started going crazy. And I'm like, oh, Lord, what? They shooting. Everybody looking at me like, what's wrong?
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God.
so
Sorry you had to go through that.
I caught myself. And they're like, you good? I'm like, yeah. But again, it doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be a thing. Like me, I look like growing up, cartoons and anime and all that stuff was helpful for me. So I would think of a character who would be a figure in that situation or something. But like, not saying Buddhism was thinking of anime or nothing. It was just like, I seen something that I've seen someone do. And I would think about, oh, they're courageous for this. All right, I need to lock in and like stop it. Like you just like, for me, in my mental head, it's like you hurry up and throw a lock on it. It's like an image of a lock and you lock it and it stops it. It's there, but don't let it out. Like it's,
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I would just say, like, I feel like I want to say this. Nothing is weird about it because it's like you were saying, like, things sound weird. It's like everybody has to go. We're all going through something, right? So whatever helps us get through it in our own way, that's our normal. You know what I mean? So, but I commend you for talking about it because it's not always an easy subject.
I just try to like me, I'm a big visualizer. So I try to like paint the picture versus just saying like, I do this. If I could mimic it to where like what I'm seeing in my head, because I'm a visual person too. I like when I talk and I like write stuff in like classes, I have to like just doodle or something while I'm doing it, or I will forget everything everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
So like that way, but PTSD, like it's a struggle for things because then you also have times like where you're alone, and like you just be sitting there and then like shit hit the fan and you're just like, yo, I'm pissed or I'm angry or what is this is happening? What if that's happening?
Yeah.
And things just get created up. But you have to be able to, like I said, be at that point to understand what your happiness is, your threshold line, to where people either can't cross that or where that's the boundary or where, yo, I'm about to fall off the cliff. Let me put myself back on.
Interesting.
That is
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So did like certain things like gaming and stuff like that help as well, or like was that just
I say it helped because like when I was in, I did a lot of combat. So when you're used to things like doing that, you can't just, I don't know, it's like people who go through detox, you can't just stop it.
Right.
So like being able to put my like Battlefield 6, when I put that on, oh man, I'm cool. I don't care. Y'all could be hungry.
Don't put on Battlefield 6, guys. You're
not at dinner time?
If your husband got that game, your wife, leave him alone. Like,
say not eating.
I'm in the war. So like, I may be suppressing fire for kitty chopsticks and monkey orange green or whoever their gamer tags are. Like we just be playing the game. And the crazy part is that's AI. That's not even me.
What?
I ain't got no tattoos on.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a lot of people are like, what don't you do? I'm like, my personality isn't to do that. I could, like, you couldn't see me walk around the house like that. Everyone would be like, what? And they're like, I thought I was you. I'm like, nope.
That AI is something. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's
Oh
so
my
crazy.
gosh. And if you wouldn't have said that, I would have thought that was actually you. But you're right though, the
No
tattoos.
tattoos, no watch, no nothing.
Yep.
Tattoo on the
No
neck,
rings.
nothing. So like everyone's like, I thought that was you. I'm like, look at the jersey. I'm like, look at the jersey too. The jersey don't even say nothing on it. It's just like a big old like scribble or logo or whatever on it.
You like have 20 fingers. Nobody even notices because of AI.
I'm saying like, but AI too, and it's another thing too. Like, I like it because I can put what I'm thinking right there too. Because like a lot of things too, like with PTSD, like you have to make decisions quickly, and if I'm just choosing slowly, my brain don't operate. Like if I'm going slow, I'm going to sit there. I'm like,
Right.
like I don't know what's going on. But if I'm going fast decisions, like the books that I wrote the books, but I sat there, opened up my computer, and said, "Yo," and his name is CJ. I'm like, "Yo, CJ, I want to write a book. Let's do this. For the next hour, me and you are going to talk back and forth. Timer set at 60 minutes. Wow. Countdown now. And I'm going to talk to you about everything I know about barbering. So we talked about it. My wife came in the room and she's like, who are you talking to? I'm like,
you like CJ and
I know, right.
CJ, we got a conversation going on here. So we're talking and everything. We're going through it. And then we're going through by chapter. He's reading it out. I'm going back. And again, this is just the computer. Like, we're just talking and everything. I would have him in the car, and through we was driving the car, I'm like, okay, I want to do this. And I was like, all right, CJ, let's throw it all together. He said, you want me to put it in word format, or you just want me to type it? And I was like, just put it in word format. So it's easy to exchange back and forth through Microsoft and our Mac and Apple, or PC and Apple, Windows and Apple. So I didn't think it would do it, but it did it. And I was like, wow, all right. So this is my manuscript. And I read through it again. And I was like, all right, changed a few things in there. I said, I like it. This is the only thing I want to change in it. After we changed it, he said, okay, let's do this.
Wow. And
we made the book.
Jeez. It's nice.
But also, too, like, and it's going to sound crazy because, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I would never do that. I'll ask my ChatGPT or I ask CJ, I'm like, yo, what's the best situation for this? And like, we'll talk about it. But along with me asking him, I do my own research.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not about to be like, all right, CJ, like, what parlay I should put together? I've tested to see how right he is. I'm not that right. You know a little bit more than me. So I'll cross-reference stuff and make sure. But I really honestly do like the fact that AI can't speak to you too, because it's like there's a thing too, like how you asked about PTSD and all that. Mm-hmm. Back in, I'll say like 2015, the VA had a text line. Mm. Like you could live and I was a person who went through a lot of episodes. Like I also got checked in one time because like I was like, yo, I need time out. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So they took me to Chillicothe. I sat there in Ohio, and I just had to my brain was too scrambled. And it wasn't like nothing bad or anything. It was just me like inside. I was like, yo, I need to relax. And I was like, why? I'm like, I just need to. So you would text this number. I don't know who it was on the line, but they would always text back. And I'm talking about no matter what time of day was.
Wow. Well, that's good.
And sometimes as a veteran, you're pushed to communication when you're out in the field. So nothing you're doing is communicating. But if you don't know someone that knows how to speak like that, then it's like super frustrating too.
Right.
Because like I'll be saying stuff and people don't know, but it's so short, so brief. Someone from my background already knows what I'm talking about, but a civilian wouldn't. Mm. So then you're just like, yeah, I'm going through a rough spell or whatever day. Whoever it was, they were right back like, tell me about it. What's going on? And it wasn't AI. It was an actual person.
Yeah. Wow.
I was like,
That's good. So they had 24-hour like coverage or something for you.
But they screwed it up and took it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. That was literally the best thing.
Yeah.
Wow. I do want to say, I feel like you are doing a lot of great things though with your barber, like doing your barber stuff and everything. And what's the most rewarding part about just that job?
The most rewarding thing I can think about is probably my kids, because when I did all of this, I had the intent to meet my goal of being a champion, NCAA and MLS champion. I completed it. But it gave me the option towards something that I didn't really know as a kid that I liked, but I introduced my kids to. And when I introduced them, the people who were around at institutions for both of those and all the people that we met in those higher positions was able to say, you know what, you've done a lot, and we recognize this and we understand what you bring to the table for all of us. Don't worry about anything for your kids. Don't worry about your family. When y'all come, just do what you do. So like the kids would be sitting floor side to like Lionel Messi and Diego Rossi, Cucho Hernandez, like actual soccer players, shaking their hands, being with them, football players. Like I was saying, Marvin Harrison, Mecca and Buka, all of them, they know them. And that's who is their elders. So they see people who look just like them if they're black or they're black, Asian, Hispanic kids. So black, Filipino, and Mexican. They see people that look just like them in positions where they can be. That is only 12 years away from where they're at, age-wise. Yeah. So if you say you can't, then how come he or she did it?
Right.
And it lets them know that it's not that far away from achieving. You just got to take a little bit of time to pursue it.
Wow. Jeez. I swear, I'm just so glad that you came here today, because for the listeners and the viewers, I'm sure that someone can use some of this information that you're saying, and especially with everything that you've gone through and experienced in your life, and you're still, moving on and doing what you do, which is, like, we commend you on that, because you're doing great things.
Thank you.
You haven't let anything stop you. So, in closing, what will you tell the listeners and viewers in reference to things that you have gone through, what they can do to help themselves in situations that you've been in? Just a word of advice to people that's listening and going through the same thing.
No one cares, just go ahead to do it. Or no one cares, stop crying about it. Or no one cares, hurry up. Because if you don't hurry up, you're wasting more time. No one cares because they got their own problems. And hurry up and do it, because you may miss that chance.
Damn.
That's good advice.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
You keep it real.
I know. It's not mean.
It sounds
It's
mean.
not mean, but you keep it real. I mean, you're telling the truth. You're telling it like it is,
That's how I raise my girls.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do this. I'm like, look, if they can't do this, this, and this that your parents can do, stop worrying about them.
Yeah.
If someone say you this, that, that's today. Tomorrow they worry about something else.
I know that's right.
All right.
Well, how can people get in touch with Sean?
You can go on Instagram, veteran_cuts, and then like on the Twitch side, like when I'm doing like the video games and stuff on there, it's VCXP Gaming Life. But besides that, that's really the best two ways.
Tell us the
Unless
name
you
of
just
your
come
books,
get your
too.
haircut.
Yeah, the book.
The name of your books.
The Longevity on Health Behind the Barber Chair, and then also the Barber Blueprint.
Okay.
First one, I think I just mixed the two spots, but the Barber, the Barber Guide to Health and Longevity Behind the Chair. There you go.
Boom. Well, there it is, guys. Thank you so much, Sean, for taking the time to share your journey with us and our viewers and listeners. And till next time.
Yep. I'm always want to sit down and talk about random events. I got.
Well, definitely have to have you back. For
We got to have you back to keep talking about.
We can talk about food. We can talk about travel. We got a whole other thing. That's a whole other show.
Try to bring someone to bring some food. Have them bring some food and have it here while we talk.
Oh wow! Okay.
Solomon shaking his head back there.
Sounded good to us.
All right, y'all. Well,
I heard him.
Thank you for joining us as always, the Lovecast folks, and Lovesick Lovecast. Where am I? We're the Lovecast, Lovesick Podcast. We just combine Lovesick and podcast. Anyway, thank you all for listening and watching, and thank you, Sean, and thank you, Dorothea, and
you,
we'll see you next time.
All right. Peace.